How are you? Hi, and thank you for joining us. We're here today to talk about starting solids. I've got Lex here with me. We're going to talk about everything from when and how to start right through to what I did wrong so you can avoid the same mistakes that I made. So we'll start with when to start. Both the AAP and Health Canada recommend waiting until 6 months, around 6 months, and when baby is sitting well with support and showing an interest in food. So what do you need before you start? A high chair is a good start. You want something that supports the baby in a proper sitting position, not like some of the bumbo chairs that have a curved back to them that make them slouch. You would like bowl, spoon, depending on which feeding route you go. Something to feed the baby. So we started with baby cereal, iron fortified because Lex is breastfed. If you're formula feeding, you don't have to worry about that as much because they get enough iron from the formula. We do this once a day to start with, and then we'll gradually add in other foods. You can do pouches, you can make your own. It's really easy to steam and blend things. You can mix it together with the cereal, or you can serve it on its own. Alright, so you want to do breast milk or formula about half an hour to 45 minutes before you feed solids. That's their primary source of nutrition. Up until a year old, usually it's okay if you start switching a little bit before that, but you should talk to your doctor. Every baby is different, and there's a lot more nutrition in the breast milk or the formula than in the purees. So these are Munchkin spoons. I like these spoons because they're shallow, they don't hold too much. But any spoon would work, right? What do you think? Where is that toe going? There we go. It is recommended to offer sips of water with solids to help prevent constipation. And while we are on the topic of that, oh, you don't like it? With your toes. While we are on the topic of that, along with solids come a lot of changes in the baby poop. Carrots, for example, might be bright orange. Blueberries can make it really dark. It's a surprise. Okay. Somebody is bossy. So after your iron-rich foods are going well, your cereal, or you can puree different meats, fish, eggs, tofu. Then the recommendation is to start adding in fruits and vegetables. And to do high allergy foods, so things like peanut butter, fish. You want to do them all right away and feed them often to help prevent an allergy from forming. Dairy products you can add in too a little bit later. They're a little bit hard on baby's tummy, so I don't want to do that for a couple more months. And you're getting mad, this isn't what you want. The current recommendation that we were given from our healthcare provider was to start with purees and to gradually make those purees thicker, and then once they were relatively thick to switch over to finger foods, adding in chopped up foods. Some people do baby-led weaning, so that is finger foods right from the start. I was hoping to do purees with Lex just because it seemed to suit her better. So you want to start once a day. If you can, depending on your work schedule, if baby's in daycare, it's a little bit better, in my personal experience, to start in the morning or the early afternoon. We haven't had any issues with Lex yet, but her older sister reacted to oat cereal of all things. And that reaction didn't show up until a couple hours after she'd eaten it. She would get a rash. And if you do solids right before bedtime, you might miss that. But you have to do what works for you. Hi. Yes, I know, you want to do it yourself. It's just so messy. A bib is another good idea. Protect your clothes. So this is actually going okay for us today. She's a little angry with me, but she's eating. So I wanted to tell you about how I screwed up so you can avoid the whole situation that I'm dealing with now. I thought it would be a great idea to feed baby at supper time with us. We'd sit down as a family, I'd have her in her chair, maybe I'd feed her a bite of food, and then I could have a bite of food. It would be a lot better than having to trade off with my partner. And that did not work. That did not work at all. It is like this, where I am feeding her the whole time and my food is sitting there getting cold. And it was like that for a few days. And then she started completely refusing the purees. She would have 1 or 2 bites, and then she looks at our plate and wants absolutely nothing to do with her food, which sent me scrambling for a way to try and make our meals appropriate to share with her. Are you good? So I would recommend not doing that. As nice as it is to have the baby involved in family meals, it made everything a lot harder than it needed to be. When her older sister was a baby, it was just me on an 18-month mat leave at home with her, so we did whatever we wanted. But now things are a little bit different because, hello, Grumpy. Things are a little bit different because you have a 5-year-old and you have a baby. So she's sort of along for the ride schedule-wise. And I did want to talk to you about the different features of high chairs too. I found it really complicated when I was trying to pick one. This is from when Danny was a baby, so it's 5 years old. So if you're at the point where you need to pick out a high chair, please subscribe, and we'll have another video coming shortly that involves the different features so you know what you're looking for and what I found useless. Are you done? You're not opening your mouth, so that's generally our sign that that's my finger. That's my finger. If she stops wanting the food, we don't push her to eat more. There is no more pretend to be an airplane like you'd see in TV shows, because it encourages overeating and the child not to listen to their body. Excuse me, can I have that back? Do you want the spoon? Would you like the food? There we go. All done? All done. So some of these pouches can go back in the fridge for 24 hours. Some of them say to use immediately. I follow the recommendations on the pouch. It's safer. Baby cereal on the back, I believe, says to use within a month from opening. Check the one you buy. Follow the recommendations. It's safer. It's a bit expensive compared to how it used to be, but it's a lot better to throw it out than to risk an illness. So how are solids going for you? Have you started yet? Are you just getting ready to? If you have any questions at all about anything I have mentioned, please let me know. I will be happy to answer to the best of my abilities. I can go over the guides I was given better, but they're pretty simple. Basically, offer healthy food. If your baby doesn't eat it, don't force them. You might have to offer a food 15 to 20 times before the baby decides if they like it or not. No juice, they don't need it. And yeah, that's about all they told me. Offer a variety of foods, so a variety of nutrition. We like to do meals based on the food guide. So in Canada, that is a protein, a grain, and half your plate is fruit and veggies. But you don't get that yet because you're just nibbling on everything. And please feel free to Thank you for joining us. Hopefully you found today's video helpful. And we'll be back soon to talk about the different features on different high chairs, as well as we have some 8-month and some 9-month milestones to go through with you. Happy Thanksgiving. Hi. Hello.